Hi everyone, my name is Andrea and I'm here with my sister. Can you introduce yourself, your name and age, please?
Yeah, of course. How else would I introduce myself? Hi everyone, my name is Clarisse Aruino and I'm 19 years old and my pronouns are she, her.
Okay, so we're gonna be talking about your first time voting.
Okay.
So how did it feel to vote for the first time?
It was pretty cool to vote this year, especially in such a historical election. I think this year especially, it was really important for my age group and people of my ethnic background to really show up to the polls this year and get our voices heard. So it was really cool to be part of that collective.
So why do you think it's important to vote? And especially as a minority, why do you think it's so important to vote?
Well, because if we don't really get fair treatment, you know. That's like the simplest way I can put it. But in past elections, you'll see that it's mostly either like affluent white people voting who are older, or just older generations in general, but you don't really see lower class people of color, the black community, or younger people showing up to the polls. And that's because the system is kind of built in a way where it doesn't support those marginalized communities to vote, and there's a lot of rarefied information out there about how to vote, and so that's why it was so important this year to vote, because we've seen what it's like under Trump's administration to not have our voices heard. So that's why it was really important now and forever to vote.
So as a Filipino American, what does Biden's win mean to you?
For me, it just means that, while Biden isn't perfect, it's a start, and I'm just really hoping that this can be the beginning of more change in America, not only for my fellow Filipino Americans, but for everyone who just isn't being supported by America and the system as a whole currently.
And voter participation was at an all-time high this year, but there's still a lot of people that don't think their vote matters. So what would you say to those people to try and convince them that their vote really does matter?
Yeah, people will say that, oh, why does it matter if I vote? Like, one vote won't matter. But, this year it really went to show just how much a couple votes really did have an impact, which is what led Biden to win ultimately this year. So
what are things you do to make sure you stay on top of current events and make sure that the people around you are aware?
Yeah, I'm a political science major, so this really applies to me, but I just do whatever online research I can, and I let my friends know. I check up on them to see if they've registered to vote, if they know what their voting plans are, and things like that.
I think something that's come up in the past few months is performative activism. What do you think about that?
I think it's good that social justice and activism is getting the reach that it is amongst the younger generation. But I will say that it is really harmful to the movements when people don't exactly understand what they're doing when they try to post these things. Like, you'll see on TikTok, people will just use the hashtag Black Lives Matter to get more attention on whatever they post, but in reality it's just for show, which I think is extremely dangerous. And while I do appreciate that people are becoming more aware, I wish that there was just more understanding of it and that it wasn't as performative as it is now.
So that's it. Do you have anything else you want to tell the audience?
Thanks for listening, everyone, and make sure to do your research, because politics is basically your life, and if you're at a point in your life where you can ignore politics, you should consider yourself privileged, and you should really look into that.